husband's chief of staff, the amazing Mikey McCoy, the amazing Mikey McCoy.
Called Erica. I just remember it rang like 3 or 4 times. I didn't know what to say. Those are the words that will change someone's life forever, and you have to be the one to say it.
Espialidocious Mikey McCoy appeared to have like an extra spring in his step that made them all a little bit uncomfortable in the aftermath, and that he seemed all too happy to assume Charlie's position. Look, he's already speaking at Liberty University. Why?
This story doesn't start with politics. It doesn't start with donors. It doesn't even start with Charlie's public drama. It begins with a whistleblower from turningpointusa finally snapping and saying that the most protected secret inside the organization was not about money, or media, or elections. It was about Mikey McCoy, Charlie's 23-year-old chief of staff. And according to the whistleblower, everyone at the top knew they had to protect him. Long before the shooting. Long before the weird behavior. Long before the cover story started.
Hello everyone, my name is Mikey McCoy. I had the unique honor, blessing, and privilege of a lifetime to not only call Charlie a precious friend, mentor, but to travel with him literally everywhere.
If true, what they were covering up changes everything. Before we continue, please like this video, subscribe, and tell me which city you're watching from in the comments. The whistleblower said the secret wasn't about Charlie fighting with the organization. It was about Mikey having an alleged relationship with another male member inside the crew. Not a rumor, something people inside quietly handled and quietly buried so Charlie would never find out. To the public, Mikey looked like Charlie's young favorite. The kid who traveled everywhere, always by his side, like a shadow. Inside it looked completely different. People noticed early on that Mikey didn't get treated like a normal staff member. He got special meetings, special access, special protection. The kind of treatment you only get when someone powerful needs something from you, or needs something about you to stay hidden. The whistleblower said the issue wasn't that Mikey was doing anything. It was who he was doing it with, and how it would look if it became public, while Turning Point was preparing Mikey to be the future face of the organization. Leadership needed Mikey to look clean, perfect, unshakable. So they protected him aggressively. And protecting Mikey meant they had to manage Charlie. This is where the timeline started to look strange. According to the whistleblower, Charlie had been quietly distancing himself from Turning Point for months. He was tired of donors pushing him, tired of being told who to put on stage and who to remove. But the part that made leadership furious? Charlie started openly talking about bringing Candace Owens back, publicly and loudly.
McCoy can be seen plugging his ears and instantly turning around and walking away slowly.
Mikey lifted his phone to his ear instantly. He lifted it like someone who already knew what step came next.
I'm right back there, and as soon as Charlie gets taken out, he turns, he's on the phone immediately, and he just walks off. He bails. You can see him right there. He's just taking off. There's Mikey McCoy bailing. According to Erica, he was calling her and letting her know that she needed to go down to the hospital.
Even though top people didn't want her near Turning Point ever again, insiders said that move alone caused more tension than anything else.
The minute Charlie was shot, he called me, says, "Dad, Charlie's been shot in the neck. Please call every pastor and pray."
But before we get to those last 48 hours, we have to talk about one video millions of people rewound over and over. The moment Charlie was shot.
And it was on silent, so I had no reason to look back at it. I moved my mom. I went back to grab my phone, and that's when Mikey started calling me. Called me within seconds.
Everyone reacted with shock, except Mikey. Mikey lifted his phone instantly. Not a second of confusion. He moved like a man who already knew what the next step was. At first, Turning Point fans tried to explain it away.
Right, thank you, Bernadette. It's crazy. It's just, I
lost for words there, huh, Mikey? That little stutter, that pause, that moment where the sentence never really finishes. That's the kind of thing that makes people stop and replay the...
Then Mikey's dad changed the story, saying he was the first call. But that explanation fell apart when Erica said on live television that Mikey called her seconds after the shooting.
Entire car ride, he was grilling me on Aristotle, Socrates, Plato, American history. At the end, he said, "Don't go to college. come work for me instead.
That was the first crack. The executive producer said Mikey never called. Erica said he did. Inside the office, nobody could agree on which version they were supposed to stick with. Mikey himself started stuttering when asked about it. Here's the question people started asking. What if Charlie found out Mikey's biggest secret? And Mikey had to do something to make sure it never came out? Look at Mikey's tribute to Charlie. The entire car ride he was grilling me on Aristotle, Socrates, Plato, American history. To viewers, that didn't look like a grieving friend. Rumors have circulated for years that Mikey was gay and had an affair with a male member of Turning Point.
To the way she talks. For the first time, I got a little emotional 2 days ago, because for the first time when I was talking to her about where the organization's going, how we're going to continue Charlie's legacy, how we're going to really 10x this organization to become what Charlie inevitably wanted it to become. I hearing her thoughts and the way she was talking and breaking things down, I felt like for the first time I was speaking to Charlie for the first time again. And he's ingrained.
Someone pointed out that 317 weeks ago, Mikey McCoy was going by Michael McCoy, posting things like, "Love you, Queen." 240 weeks ago, he started using the name Mikey McCoy, and someone in his wife's circle even asked if Mikey was a stage name. Another person commented, "The Turning Point crew are all extremely feminine. I don't know what's in the water over there."
Originally, we were supposed to go to the DMZ portion where Trump shook Kim Jong-un's hand. And I'm going to put him on blast, but the United Nations canceled Charlie. Didn't allow us to go.
According to insiders, this is how many political organizations operate right and left. Hire a closeted male, overpay him, and now you own him for life. You can make him do anything, legal or illegal. And look at the way Mikey talks about Erica. Everything lines up. The whistleblower said this wasn't the first time Mikey did something that didn't fit natural behavior. 4 days before the shooting, during the Korea trip, Mikey suddenly started filming Charlie walking and talking in a way he never filmed him before. People thought it was a cute co-worker moment, until they saw those clips pushed out by Turning Point right after Charlie died, alongside emotional family footage Mikey's wife had recorded during their first vacation with the Kirks. Insiders now say the McCoys were unusually focused on filming Charlie and Erica together. None of that on its own proves anything. What bothered people was what surfaced next. Erica's travel history matched two foreign aircraft, an Egyptian yellow plane and a blue plane from the same region, over 70 times.
That he seemed all too happy to assume Charlie's position. Look, he's already speaking at Liberty University. Why? Because he made some phone calls? Have we lowered the standards for what makes somebody a hero in 2000?
That's not random travel. That looks like tracking. And it wasn't Charlie being tracked, it was Erica, where she went alone. Where she went with Charlie. Trips nobody else was supposed to know about. Then things got stranger. Turning Point suddenly began pushing Mikey like he was the new Charlie. Interview 11 out of nowhere. Mikey's YouTube page comes back to life. He's doing speeches and interviews, photo ops everywhere, none of it looked organic. And at the center of it all was his dad, Rob McCoy, who insiders said has far more influence behind the scenes than anyone realizes. Mikey wasn't just a kid caught in the crossfire. He was being positioned, maybe for power, maybe for money, maybe to hide secrets they could never let Charlie expose. Nobody knows the full motive. But the whistleblower said one sentence that stuck with everyone: if the affair ever gets confirmed publicly, every single lie after Charlie died suddenly makes perfect sense. The part that scares people? Whenever the truth gets close, Turning Point does the same thing. They go silent. Silence feels safer than trying to keep the story straight. That's why people aren't letting this go. Something is off. The leaks keep coming. And every new detail feels like we're only scratching the surface of what really happened.